let's go. So Twinkles, in today's video we're going to make two animals. You can do it, I believe in you. So we've got here our little duck. Whack, 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 whack. There he is, look how cute. And then next to him we've got our little whale. Look at them. Really, really cute. I don't think you'd find them together in the sea though, would you? But they are sea animals, or water animals should we say. So should we get going? Let's do this one first, shall we? Okay. So what we're going to use, we've got some white fondant, yellow fondant, blue fondant, a little bit of orange and a little bit of black. And then we've got a couple of tools. So we've got a little paintbrush, and you can add a little bit of water if you're finding that they're not sticking together. And then I'm just going to use this cutter because I would like the circle size. Now you can get a juice bottle lid, you could even use a knife if you've got a parent or a guardian there with you to help you, but something that you can create a slit in when we do come to do the whale. And then I've got a cutter. Now you don't need one of these, so if you can't find one anywhere, don't worry, we'll just use our hands. But I'm going to show you how to do this or how to do it just with your hands as well. Should we get going? Let's do it. Okay, so we need to make the body first. So we're going to make the body and the head. Okay, so we need to get enough yellow. Now I think that looks like a sort of a medium. Let's make him a little bit bigger. That's like a large marble. So if you can get that in your hand, like a large marble, and then one hand and the other hand on top, and just move it round in a circle. You can go either way and move it round in a circle. And what you're doing, if I open my hands, is you're just moving that fondant round, making a beautiful shape. So we're going to take our hand away. And now what I want you to do is I want you to leave it in one hand and get the other one so it's going to go across, and we're just going to roll it a bit like a sausage. And there you have a sausage. We want to make a slightly pointed end. So if you can get your left hand and your C for cake fingers. So C, caca, C for cake. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pinch, slightly pinch the bottom of the sausage. And what's that doing is we're going to have a fat part and then a thin part. And the thin part, we're just going to push down like that and squeeze. So don't squeeze too tight. And that is, we're going to come, hopefully I can hold that up and you can see, so you've got a fat bit going into a thin bit. That is going to become the body to our duck. Now let's make the head. So we want the head to be smaller. So let's go for a normal marble. So a little bit bigger than a pea, probably like a little marble sort of size. And just like you did before, you've got your hand, you're going to put your other one on top, and we're just going to roll our hands over. And if I open mine up, you can see what we're doing there. And we want a lovely circle. Now we're going to keep that circle, we're not going to roll it into a sausage, we want a nice circle. Now my fondant is quite sticky, so I don't think I need any water, but if you did, put your brush in a little bit of water and tap the side, and then a little bit of water on the top, and that's where we would put our head. Okay, now what else do we need? We need some eyes and a beak. So we're going to get our black. Now we need a teeny tiny bit of black, and we're going to, I usually get my C for cake fingers, and I get my large C for cake finger, and I've got the bit of black in my hand there, and I'm just going to roll it around like that. And then you'll find it becomes an eye. So there's one. And then sometimes you can pick it up on your finger, and we're going to put it on one side of our duck's face there, just like that. And then we've got to do the same again. We've got to have two eyes. So in my hand. And then using my C for cake fingers, the large finger, we're going to go round and create another ball. And then I should hopefully, oh, I can pick that one up. And then this one will go on the other side. So we've got our eyes. Now he's missing his beak, isn't he? Can't make any noise without that. So another little bit of fondant. I'm going to roll it the same as we did the eyes. Now this is the size of a pea, so you only need a tiny bit. And when you've got the little circle like that, we're just going to push it down slightly. And then what we want to do with our C for cake fingers is we're just going to pinch the front so it goes into a triangle. So it almost looks like a teardrop there. And then what we're going to do is pick it up, and with the triangle facing outwards, we're going to pop the beak on. Now again, you might need to add some water. This seems quite sticky, so I don't need to add any water, but if you did, put a little bit of water on your brush, tap the brush on the edge of the bowl, and then a tiny bit of water. Okay, now let's go back and do the wings, the feathers. So we're going to roll like we did before, and we go a circle. We're going to use our C for cake finger, we're going to just squash it down slightly. And the same as the beak, we're going to just pinch the end. So now we've almost got like a bigger shaped beak. So you end up with sort of a teardrop like that. Now with the point facing his bum, we want to stick that onto the side. Okay, so again you might need to add some water, but the point stick into the back and on that side, and we're going to do exactly the same. So rolling into a circle, pushing down with our finger, using our cake fingers to make a point. So you've got the teardrop. The point is going to go to the back of the bird. So the circle there, the point goes there. And there we have our bird. Well done, let me see. Fantastic, well done, well done. So there we go. Now we need to sit him on somewhere, don't we? So I've got some blue here. Now you can use a cutter, so you can roll it out and use a cutter. Or if you don't have a cutter, just get a nice chunky bit of blue, roll it in your hands and squish it down. Just squish it down in your hands and it will make a sort of a round sort of shape, and you can pull it out slightly. And then that's what your duck can sit on. And there you have your beautiful duck. Well done, fantastic. Now we can stop the video there, or you can carry on and watch, and we're going to make this beautiful whale. Welcome to part 2 of the video. We've just made this beautiful duck, so well done. And we're now on to our next sea animal, which is this beautiful whale. So let's go, let's do it. We're going to need some white fondant, some blue fondant, a little bit of black fondant, and then you want something that can give you a circle shape, and that's how we're going to do the whale's mouth. Now if you don't have a cutter, you can use maybe a bottle top, or if you have a knife, maybe get somebody to help you, but they could cut the mouth in that way. So anything that's got a rounded sort of side on it. So let's get going. First of all, we've got our blue. Let's give it a good old squidge. Let's give it a squidge. So here we go. Now, what we want to do, we don't need all that actually, is we're going to pop the fondant in our hand, pop our hand on the top and give it a roll. So just rolling your hands together. I'm going to open mine up so you can see what's happening. There you go. And we're just going to roll it together. Then we're going to take our hand off. And now what we want to do is make it a bit more of a sausage shape. So keeping the fondant in one hand, you're going to roll your hand over the top and back. And you should end up with a little bit more of a long sausage. Now what we want to do is make one end a little bit more pointy than the other. So you're going to get your C for cake hands on your left hand, your C for cake hand. And you're going to get those fingers and we're just going to slightly pinch the back. So we're going to pinch the back and then I'm just pushing it down slightly, and if I can show you that, you will see that it's rounded and then it goes down, and that's perfect. So using your finger just to create that shape. And then what we want to do with the tails, we want it just to flick up, so just kind of with your fingers get him to flick up. Now what we're going to do is, using whatever tool that you found, and if it is sharp, get somebody to help you, is we're going to create the beautiful smile. So I'm just going to go in one side and around to the other, and then we've got that. Now let's give him some eyes, shall we? So a little bit of black. So into the palm of our hand, using your C for cake fingers, the long one, we're just going to go over the top and we're just going to do his eyes. So he's going to have one eye. Now you might need some water to stick this on. I think I might be, oh, he's run away. I think I might be all right without the water. But if you do, remember to use your paintbrush, dip it in your water and then just tap it on the side. You don't want to add too much water to it, and then a little bit of water, and then you can stick your eye on. So let's do the same again. So C for cake fingers, using the large finger, I'm going to do a circle. And there it is. Now using our paintbrush, using the end of the brush, we want to just make a little hole. So when you're making a hole in fondant, don't just in. We need to twist it to make sure that we don't squash the fondant. So just twist it, and you'll see there that it's just made a little hole in the top. So get some white, and what we want to do is, with tiny bits of white, really tiny bits of white, we want to use our C for cake hand, and we just want to roll a sausage. And then what we want to do is we want to put that sausage in that hole. So let's do another one. Might be able to fit 3 in here, I think. So again, it depends how big you've made the hole on the top to how many you can fit in. So put your sausages in like that. And there you've got the top. Now let's give him something to sit on. So you could use any spare blue that you've got to make it look like the water, or white. Something else you could do is mix the blue and the white together, which I've done here, and it just makes a lighter colour than he is. Also looks like the waves, got a bit of white in there. So a circle like we've done before, flatten it down in your hand, maybe stretch it out so he fits on, and then he can just sit on the top. And there you have it, your beautiful, beautiful whale. So well done, send me some pictures, and the best picture will get one of these loom bands and a little surprise in the post. So well done, Twinkles. Have a good week, work hard at school, and I'll see you next week. Take care.